Hello, everyone. Now that I've had the time to read and look at things, I am ready to do a recording regarding Titan Quest. The makers of Titan Quest snuck out an expansion recently, and it would appear that most people are not aware of it. I will admit I was not aware of it until I saw something on my Steam homepage. Okay, so what is it? It's Eternal Embers. Eternal Embers takes you to the Far East, which also includes new items and a new mastery. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I'm guessing it's Neidan Mastery. That was added to the game along with everything else, with the whole going to the Far East thing. They are still running a promotion on it, so it is a discounted rate, but not really all that much. So I guess if you want to do it, you can, but let me discuss why I would recommend not doing it. Let me start with the mastery first. The Neidan Mastery is very weird. It has the charge attack thing going on. It has an aura thing that consumes energy every second. It has summons. It has spell casting. It's just really weird. They try to mash so many different things into one mastery that is just everywhere. Like, I don't even know how to make sense of it. Or for that matter, what would be a good build with it just because of how all over the place it is. The aura thing that it has, which does reduce the damage you take and reflect some damage, takes a tremendous amount of energy. I think that they were planning for it to compensate for this with one of its energy leeching abilities, but the problem with that is energy leech only applies if the enemy you're attacking has energy to leech from. So it's not going to work on a lot of enemies. That means that the only way that you can deal with that high energy drain from the aura is by gearing your items towards energy regeneration. I did look at it to see what it would be if it was at max ability, and it consumes over 10 energy a second, 15 at the worst from what I was seeing. 15 energy a second is not easy to deal with, especially if you run into enemies that drain energy. So, yeah, I don't think that they really designed that build really well. I think if the build was done, well, the mastery build was done to where you actually had energy leech resistance, that might have helped, but unfortunately it's not there, so yeah, it's just an all around big problem. But yeah, so I would say it's just a random mix and it's a niche because it requires a high energy to make its damage reduction work. That's the Neidan Mastery. Now to talk about the bugs. There are quite a bit of bugs in the game that I have noticed. Um, I can't remember them all off the top of my head, but I know one of the ones that's uh, been an issue for me is I think it's the Thunderstrike ability under Rune Master. It's the one that does an arc attack with the weapon. Yeah, that one doesn't trigger some of the time. Like, I'll click it, I don't hear anything, no damage done. It just doesn't do anything. It's not consistent, but it is on and off to a point where it's actually a problem. Life Leech is also not working as intended. Because Life Leech is not working as intended, that means the few times you do get to use it, it's not usable right now. I guess late game it's not a problem, but early game it would be. So for people who are just starting Titan Quest expansions, they would definitely run into this problem. I'm not sure if it's a bug or not, but I did notice that the audio levels were different for each type of audio. For example, the character volume is significantly less than the game volume. Um, there are sounds not playing at times. I have noticed that issue as well. I did check to make sure it wasn't a Linux thing. I did play Titan Quest on my Windows PC, and it was the same problem on either platform, Linux or Windows. So there's clearly something wrong with the audio, but I just don't know if it's a bug or not. So these are two of the many reasons I would not recommend playing Titan Quest right now. It really is kind of messy right now. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to see an expansion for Titan Quest, but it's just way too messy for me to recommend. I guess if you want to do it and just chug through the bugs, I guess you could do that, but I couldn't personally recommend it. If you did go through the bugs and just dealt with it, I guess you could get Titan Quest if you want to. It's kind of a lull right now. Not many games have released or will release because they got pushed back from COVID. So, yeah, just kind of some things to think about. That's really all I can say on this. Thanks for listening.